Hi, I'm Lauren Lewis with Power for Parkinson's. Welcome to our Young Onset Circuit class. Before we get started, let me just remind you, this class is meant for people with mild symptoms of Parkinson's disease. You will be needed to exercise for an hour. We will be getting on and off the floor, so make sure that those are you are safe and those are things that you can do. I'm going to invite you to keep a chair nearby for safety. We will be using the wall, and you'll need a nice big wall for to exercise with today. And if you'd like, you can take a pair of light weights for repetition working on upper body today. Everything we do can be done with or without the weights. You can also use cans or water bottles if you want to use some extra resistance if you don't have weights. I think that's about it. Let's get started. We're going to start off with our warm-up, about 3 minutes. If you're not going to follow my warm-up, please make sure that you do warm up some way. Run around your house, go up and down the stairs, do something to get your body prepared for exercise. It's really important that we get our joints and body prepared to lower the risk of injury. So let's get started. Starting off with a march in place, right, left. Swinging those arms nice and big. Open up your legs a little wider. Stay right here. Bring it back in. Let's bring it out and in. Out and in. Out and in. Out and in. 2 more. Out. Last time. Out and in. All right, stay right here. Add some arms, up and down. Getting the heart rate up nice and gently. Lifting those arms will increase the heart rate. Let's add some knee lifts right here, under the knee. Take it to doubles. 2 right, 2 left. Back to singles. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. March it out. All right, let's do some modified jacks. Get that heart rate up. Right center, left center. Right center, left center. March it out again. Gently heel lifts in front and swing those arms. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. March it out in place. Big circle arms. Arms to the side. Out. Arms up again, last time. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. All right, deep breath in. And exhale out. One more time, deep breath in. All right. So get some water, get yourself set, get your equipment, make sure you've got a wall that you can exercise with. We're going to get started. So our circuit consists of 6 exercises. Each one will be working multiple muscle groups. We'll be working compound exercises, each one of them. And each one of our exercises also will be directed at a specific symptom of Parkinson's disease. We'll be discussing that the second round. The first round, we're going to learn the exercise, then we'll focus in on the benefit for minimizing your symptoms. And then the third round, we're going to do a mental challenge. All right, our first exercise you're going to need your weight for. We're going to put this right down on the floor in front, slightly in front of your right leg. Your hips or your legs are hip distance apart, standing nice and tall. We're going to do a drop, squat, curl, press with a knee lift. It's a lot to say, but here's what I mean. We're going to come down and do a squat and pick up that weight with our opposite hand. Squat, pick it up, a curl, a press with an opposite knee lift. Then I'm going to drop that, squat, drop, and stand. Once again, squat, pick it up, curl, press, squat, drop. Squat, pick it up, curl, press, squat, and drop. All right, takes a lot to learn. There's a lot of, as I said, it's a compound exercise. There's a lot to learn in this one. We're using a full body. We're using biceps and shoulders for the press. We're using both sides of our legs, front and back of our leg for the squat. And we're using core throughout, holding balance, holding your leg up, and pulling in for the standing. So let's put our music on, let's put our timer on, and let's practice this one, see if we can't get it to move a little smoother. Here we go. Curl, press, drop, and squat. Other side. Curl, press, drop, and squat. Make sure when you squat, you're sitting back, so you're using those glutes. It's a lot to learn. Whoop. Don't forget to cross. And, all right, so that was our first exercise. A lot to learn. The second exercise is also working lower body, but using our weight again. We're going to do a reach lunge, a front reach lunge. You're going to take your right leg first. We're going to step a nice big step in front, big, nice long lunge here. The opposite hand reaches toward the floor, doesn't have to touch the floor, touches toward the floor. Step back to your original starting position, switch hands, switch legs. Front lunge all the way here, go toward that toe. 90 degrees is important in both legs. That's what you want to make sure you're taking a nice long step forward, reach toward it, push on your heel and come back. Let's put on our timer and our music, and let's do that for a minute, working lower body, large muscles. Here we go. Pushing off on your heel will trigger those glute muscles a little more, so it's not just quads. Push. Be careful of that lower back on the way back. You don't want to arch your back, pulling back like that. You want to come forward and push with your leg, not your lower back. Big, long steps, 90-degree angles. Almost done. And, all right, 2 down, 4 more to go. The next exercise is a push-up with a windmill. There's a lot of variations you could do on this exercise. You can do this on the floor, starting in a push-up position. Arms and legs are wide. Make sure your arms are directly over, hands are directly over your shoulders. Arms come out here. Make sure, that's important. You want to make sure they're not too close together. It's really hard to do a push-up when your hands are so close. You're relying on much smaller muscles. So keep those arms nice and wide. Some of you may want to do this on your knees. I always prefer, when I modify this for people, I always prefer that you use a chair instead of using your knees. I think it allows you to be in better position. You can stay in a much better diagonal here in a better plank, push up, and then the windmill, I didn't mention that, the windmill is right here. One arm comes up. Make sure that arm is directly over you, not behind you. Then you come back down, do your push up, and you face the other way. So you can use the floor, a chair, or you can even use the wall. And again, just different modifications. They're all good ways of doing them. Come down, lift up and stretch, come down, lift up and stretch. All three ways are really beneficial. They're all hard. They all use the large muscles that we're trying to focus in on. So let's put our timer and our music on. I'm going to start on the ground. I may end up on the wall. Make sure on those planks that your tummy is nice and tight. Make sure that your hips are up, they're not sagging. You're gonna feel this. I don't want you to feel this in your lower back. I want you to feel this in your core, chest and shoulders. Try not to speed through these. Use your time. All right. Push-ups are one of my favorite exercises. I try to throw them in as often as I can. I know you're appreciative of that. Almost done. All right, our next exercise, you're going to stay down on the ground if you were standing near the wall or the chair. Come on down to the ground. You actually can do, we're going to be doing bicycles. You actually can be doing these on a chair if you want, if you prefer. Let me show you on the floor first. So you're going to lay down on your back. Hands are behind your head. Both elbows are flat on the floor. One leg is bent. One leg is extended. This is a little easier for your lower back if you need to bring that leg directly over you. Otherwise, it's extended out to the side. The opposite arm of the bent knee comes up toward that knee. Doesn't have to touch. Toward that knee and down. And then we switch legs and switch arms. Tap, switch, switch. Notice I'm not going here. That really doesn't get the same muscles that we're looking for. It will get you tired, but it won't build your muscles. So you don't want to go real fast in a bicycle. Go slow and controlled so you're really muscling through it. If you would like to do this on a chair, you can do the exact same exercise right here. One leg on the floor or even up. Switch up. So you're still working that core. You're just using a chair a little more modified for you if you need to. So I'm going to get back on the floor. Put our timer on and our music on. Let's get those bicycles. All right, remember, it's the opposite. One arm stays on the floor for back support. And switch. This is a really great core exercise for stretching, strengthening rather, all those muscles in your center of your body, all the core muscles, your obliques and your abs in front. Take your time to go through these. And as I said, you don't have to touch that knee. All you have to do is cross the body. You're triggering those oblique muscles, those side muscles, just by crossing. All right, you're good. You're doing great. Stay with it. And done. All right. So you can bring your knees into your chest and release those muscles just for a slight second. Roll yourself up. Now, don't get up yet. Come and join me as I get up safely off the floor. Get yourself onto all fours. Take your right leg or your stronger leg. Most of you, it's your right leg. You're going to bring that at 90-degree angle in front of you. Hands are on your thigh. If you have that chair nearby, you can also use your hands on the chair. You're going to push down, keeping your head up, getting off the floor nice and safely. All right. We only have 2 more exercises to do in our circuit. The next exercise is a wall squat. You will not need weights for this, but you do need area on the wall. This is a wall squat with a scarecrow. So a wall squat, most of you know, you're going to lean against that wall, make sure your back is flat. You want to get as close to a 90-degree angle as possible. If that does bother your knees, come up a little. That's okay. That's not cheating. Stay at your pace and at your level, whatever is best for you. Scarecrow is right here. Your arms are at 90 to your side here, and we're going to lift them up and down. That's the scarecrow. We're going to do this with opposite alternating knee lifts. So watch what I mean by that. So right leg, left arm, come up, alternate, and then just for fun, let's just lift the heels and both arms. So it's up, alternating opposites, and then everything comes up. By lifting those heels up, you're gonna really feel a nice strength training in those quads. You're gonna love that. So let's put our timer on, and let's practice this one. This one's gonna take some thinking, because we wanna work those opposites. Put all the weight on one leg at a time. Up, up, up. Look to make sure you're using opposites. Make sure your back is flat against the wall. That will ensure good posture. Working shoulders here, upper back, quadriceps, and glutes. Everything's working. This is truly a full body exercise. All right. And all right. Carefully and gently support yourself against the wall to get yourself off that wall. The last exercise is a cardio exercise. I'm going to do a pendulum. Pendulum is just swinging those legs out to the side. You are welcome to do a pendulum with me, or whatever feels more comfortable for you. You can run in place, you can jog around the room. I'm going to be doing pendulums. What I like about pendulums is that it's not real high impact, and I can get my heart rate up by just adding some arms. So come and join me for our last minute of cardio. Pendulums, here we go. We can change the arms, make it more interesting. Pushing off the ball of your feet, strengthening those calves, and getting my heart rate up at the same time. That minute always feels longer for me in the cardio section. It's a long minute. Almost done, and time. All right, walk it off, don't just stop. Walk it off, get your heart rate down, grab some water, wipe off. Get ready for our second round. We're going to do all those 6 exercises again. Each one, now that you've learned them, each one again for another minute. This time, let's really focus, instead of just focusing on our form, which is important. Let's focus on why we're doing it to help our Parkinson's symptoms. The first exercise, the drop, squat, curl, press, and knee lift. We're working on opposites. Lifting right here, we're reminding the brain to use opposites. This is important for balance, it's important for gait, for walking. A lot of people lose that ability. So we want to remind the brain, retrain the brain, or just reinforce that motion. Crossing the midline uses both sides of the brain. You're using your brain more fully. It's an important thing to use, especially because Parkinson's disease is a neurological disease. We want to use the brain as much as possible. So we're crossing that midline, coming up. Squatting is a great strength training exercise, also important for gait, for walking. Keep those legs straight. So that in mind, grab your weight, put it on the floor to one side in front of you. Get ready to go. Think about crossing that midline. Think about really lifting both your limbs, your knee and your arm, nice and high in opposites. Here we go. It's also balance, right? Balance is another symptom that a lot of people find is affected because of Parkinson's. disease. Sit back, stand up. Go at your speed, not mine. You may want to speed this up, you may want to slow it way down. Almost done. And good job. All right, I'm going to pick up my weight and get ready for our next exercise. The next exercise is the front lunge with the opposite arm reaching toward the floor. Front lunge. Front lunge. I chose this specific exercise because I want to reinforce and regulate, make sure those legs are really moving forward. Many people find that Parkinson's disease forces their legs, you end up taking these tiny little steps. Refresh, reinforce the brain to take big steps forward. That will translate into functional everyday life. So,
sorry about that.
No, that's all right.
I just really like this one on this angle. Okay, perfect.
Let's put on our music and our timer. Think about really taking that larger step. Even if you don't get that 90-degree angle, because you're taking it so large, let's just practice for a minute, not an hour, for a minute, taking nice long steps. Here we go. And of course, with that opposite arm, reinforcing contralateral movement for walking, for gait. You're going to feel this in your quads. It's a quad exercise, and glutes. Big step. All right, finish it up. Keep going. Don't stop yet. Don't stop, because we are done. Okay, good. All right, the next exercise is the push-up windmill. The push-up, actually, the push-up, I'm learning, is used by a lot of people for falling, to help them stop a fall. It never occurred to me that that could be used that way, but it's a great way of reminding yourself to stop the fall. If you do fall, you can slow it down with your hands. The reason why I threw it in was really more about the windmill. Opening up the chest, this is about posture. So you do your push-up, that's for strength training, but that opening up the chest builds these muscles, strengthen those muscles to give you better posture, better balance, better, less injury. All right, you want to make sure that you're not walking like this. Strengthen those muscles, open up your chest, gives you better balance. Okay, I'm going to do it this time on the chair. You are welcome to do it on the floor, whatever works for you. I'm going to try the modification, see if I can't really focus on the windmill, because that's what I want to really work on. So here we go. Put our timer on. Push up. Windmill. Open up, nice and big. Open. Wanted to get that last one in there. Okay. All right, now we're going to hit the floor. As I said, you can use the chair for our bicycles. The bicycle is everything that we just said about the first exercise. You're using going toward opposites, working contralaterally, crossing that midline using both sides of the brain, reminding the body to move nice and smoothly. The bicycle also offers a little more of a fluid motion as opposed to these rigid motions where you're just standing and reaching. This is a little more fluid, and some people do find that they become rigid because of the Parkinson's disease. So we want to make sure that you remind your body to move a little more fluidly, to move around at the trunk, not to be too stiff. So let's get in position for bicycles, hands behind the head. You're going toward the opposite. Here we go. I'm trying to swing a little more in this round, than I did in the first round. Make sure you're pulling your belly in each time, so you're still working that core. Training your belly to pull in when you work it, not out. Keep your lower back on the floor. And, all right, bring your knees into your chest, roll yourself up, and one leg in front of the other. Remember, we're getting up nice and safely, one leg in front, hands on your thighs. Come on up off the floor. We're gonna go back to the wall here for our wall squat with knee lifts and scarecrow. This one is also about gait, lifting opposites, working opposites, lifting that knee nice and high. So this time, I'm going to ask you not just to lift that leg, but to really lift it nice and high as you can. Again, just reinforcing those actions. But we're also working on posture. By lifting these arms up, it forces your back, you'll notice, it forces your shoulders in. By lifting your hands to the wall, it's forcing your shoulder blades back and opening up your chest. Posture. So let's practice that. Think about lifting, think about pushing against that wall. Here we go. Opposites. Opposites. And then we lift both heels, pushing your back into the wall. Nice and high. And of course the pattern adds a little challenge to the brain. How are we doing? Keep that chair nearby for balance if you need it. Readjust those feet as you need it. Almost done. Nice and high. And, all right, grab hold of the wall. Don't just pop off. Push yourself off. All right, good. Last exercise we're gonna be working on is our cardio. This is important. I always like to throw a little cardio in because we want to keep blood and oxygen to the brain. Once again, we want to keep that brain working as functionally, as strong as we can. So let's feed it a little nice nourishment of blood and oxygen. Here we go. We're going to put our timer on. Get that heart rate up. Here we go. Changing it up just to make it a little more interesting. That minute goes by very slowly sometimes. All right, again, don't stop. Walk it off, grab some water. Get that heart rate down before we go on to our last round. Slowly bring your heart rate down by taking deep breaths in and slow exhales. All right, I'm going to grab some water and then we're going to go on to our third final round. The next round, drop and squat. Start with the drop and squat with that knee lift. This time, I want to see if you can come up with as many different languages. Just name languages. You can do it throughout. You can do it only every time you raise your arm. Doesn't matter. You've got a minute to come up with all the different languages you can. I'm going to put my weight downward in position. Abs are tight. Standing tall, using all my large muscle groups while I'm thinking about languages. Here we go. Okay, I was too busy thinking about languages. I did not lift my knee. Squat back. Okay, were you able to come up with one every time you lifted? Were you able to fill that minute? Languages? That was a tough one. I think I have something even more fun this time. The next exercises are reach lunge. You want to take large steps forward. You want to make sure that you're reaching with that opposite hand while you count down by 3, starting at 171. Start at 171, -3, -3. Keep going for the minute. Here we go. Done. All right. Is your head ready to explode? I hope not, because we need it for a few more exercises. The next exercise we're going to do is the push-up windmill, chair, floor. I'm going to try them on the wall this time, again, just to see that I'm really focusing on what I want to, which is that big, large motion without going too far behind, a little more fluid motion, making sure I'm really working on that strength, strengthening my arms. This time, I want you to think, I think this one's kind of fun, think of ice cream type toppings, things that people put on top of ice cream toppings. I'm in my position, let's put our timer on and go. Starting to get hard, right? Running out of toppings yet? 2, and 1. Okay, I love that one. That was fun. All right, are you hungry yet? Only a few more to do. The next exercise, we're gonna hit the floor for our bicycles. This one's gonna take some thinking. Hit the ground, you can do your chair, whatever you wanna do. On the floor, we're gonna do bicycles. Now, when your right elbow goes to your left knee, we're alternating sides, right? When your right elbow goes to your left knee, I want you to think of a word that starts with a vowel. When your left elbow goes to your right knee, think of a word that starts with a consonant. Right vowel, left consonant. Here we go. You may have to slow down for this. That makes it a little more muscular. That's okay. All right, nice work. Those vowels were hard, weren't they? I found it really hard. All right, let's roll over, back to all fours. One leg in front, 90 degrees, hands on your thigh, come on up. Good. All right, wall squats are next. We're gonna lean against the wall, scarecrows, arms are pushing up one at a time, using opposites, lifting nice and high. I think this one's gonna be a fun one. I want you to come up with words that rhyme with the word hot. H-O-T, hot. All right, let's get in position. Get those knees nice and low, 90 degrees. You may have to move those feet out. Arms are here, timer on, hot. Get yourself nice and safely off the wall. All right, did you find it was difficult to remember the pattern and come up with words that rhyme? I found that a little challenging as well, so good. That's fine, we're using our brain in a challenging, fun way, so good. The last exercise is the pendulum. I'm not gonna think of anything too hard for this one. I just want you to come up with pieces of furniture. Just, you got a minute? Furniture. Look around the room, make it easy for you. There is no cheating. Everything's fair game. Let's put it on our timer. Let's finish with furniture. Here we go. walk it off. Give yourself a hand. You did great. Nice work today. Slow down that heart rate. Deep breath with me. One more time with me. Great. Make sure to keep yourself hydrated. Grab some water. We're going to finish up with just some easy stretches at the end just to release some of the toxins we may have been building up, normal for exercise. And to release and relax all those muscles that we were using. So I'm going to grab this chair for safety. I'm going to start off with a quadricep, front of your leg. Stretch. You can grab hold of your toe from behind, keeping that knee toward the floor, standing tall. If that's difficult for you, same muscle exercise, just a different, same muscle, different exercise. Bring that leg behind you and just go into a nice long stretch. Still lengthening this muscle right here. And hold onto the chair and just stretch it out. Good. Let's use our vocals, do a little vocal exercise while we're stretching. Just say the word ooh for about 10 seconds with me. Ooh. All right, let's switch legs. And again, grabbing hold from behind, making sure that knee faces the floor, or get that leg behind you. Lengthening this muscle in the front. Let's say ah this time for about 10 seconds. We know that singing really works and helps with vocal power, so let's work on our singing. Ah. All right, we may not sing well, but but it works, okay? Here we go. I'm going to have a seat. You are welcome to continue standing. You're going to cross one leg over the other and sit back into an invisible chair, or actually sit down in a chair. Cross one leg over the other. Lean gently into it if you're sitting. Lean back if you're standing. Dropping that knee to the side without pushing it. Deep breath with me. Let's say the letter O. All right, nice. Gently, carefully reverse that. We're going to switch legs. Other leg comes up, crosses at the ankle, drop the knee to your side, sitting back if you're standing. Working on your glutes, the back of your leg, lean gently into it, and let's say the word la. La. All right, I'm going to stand. You can remain seated. Standing nice and tall. Bring those arms out to your side. Open up your chest and shoulders. This is a nice stretch for your chest and shoulders from those push-ups that we did. Hold it right here, nice and big. Deep breath in. How about we hum this time? Ready? Great. Drop your chin, bring those arms all the way in front, and let's say the letter E. E. Good, all right, that felt pretty good. All those exercises against the wall, using our upper back, stretch that out. Let's bring those arms all the way overhead. I want you to lengthen every muscle in your body. Feel your legs. Your abdominals, your arms, come up to your toes, contract every muscle in your body, reach a little higher, grow an inch, grow 2 inches. Bring it up as high as you can. Feel your entire body lengthening, stretching, lifting. Good. Come back down to your heels. Drop your shoulders down. Open up your chest. Look to make sure your hands are still fully extended. We are done. Let's finish with a big yay. Ready? Yay! All right, give yourselves a hand. Thank you so much for working so hard this morning. I really appreciate it. Had a blast with you today. I hope you will continue to work on this throughout the month. Remember, we have a new video the second Saturday of every month, so you've got 4 more weeks to work on this one and get ready for the next one. Thank you so much for all your support. Remember, you can Give us a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe by hitting that blue button on the bottom. It doesn't cost you anything. Just helps other people with young onset find us more readily, and increases our community, lets us all work out together. Thank you so much. I will see you next month. Bye-bye. Hi everyone. If you had fun today, please give this class a like by clicking the thumbs up button. Leave us a note in the comment section below, and subscribe for more fun classes with Power for Parkinson's. See you next time.